had no desire to be in that world. And so I started my Neptune Spear Farm, which was a for-profit venture, and I bought 13 acres in Marana, Arizona, surrounded by cotton fields. Um, Out there, they grow world-class Pima cotton out there. So I was around all these great farmers, and so started my own venture out there. It was raw land, just all brush and cactuses, and cleared some of it and made a small section of it, maybe about an acre, to start providing food. And I was getting ready to expand it, make it bigger. But then my wife decided she wanted to move to Texas because her brother just had a baby and her family um, wanted to move out here. And so that's why we moved out to Dickinson, Texas. But right now I still own it. It's not a U pick farm anymore. Um, I was I called it a U pick farm. I was like literally days away of actually opening up to the public, but now it's basically used for prepping a prepping community. Um, and that's what's being done now. They practice land navigation out there, shooting archery, ham radios, obviously growing stuff out there. Um, it's
That's
basically just a learning place for preppers because
okay.
a lot of preppers aren't like me. They don't have land, and so they're just like live in an urban house, and so they need some a place. So that's kind of like their fallout place to go to outside of Tucson. And so I
Okay.
still own that, and they manage it for me. I don't charge them anything, but with all that, I don't. If anyone listening wants to be a farmer, I'm definitely against debt, and so if you can't afford it with cash, don't do it. But as a result, I don't have any stress over that farm. With all my write offs, I don't have to pay taxes on it, and so basically, I just let them use the property for free. They manage the property for me, and I don't own anything on it, so my net worth goes up. So, with that being said, with my prepping, I also prepare for good times too. And so, like, even if you get into prepping the way I do it, if nothing happens, you're still at the end of the day, you still have a piece of property that's appreciating.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
so, if I want to give it to my kids, and so I view it as a prepping place, shit's a fan place to go. But also, if nothing happens, my kids will have a great piece of land
All right.
that'll appreciate in the future. So, yeah.
So, how's your life now as a dad and having twins?
Oh, it's awesome. I love it. Um,
Do they play any sports?
they do like it's at a gymnastics place, but it's called Ninja Warrior. So you ever see like Ninja Warrior on TV? Where they have all those cool events. They have like a whole warehouse filled with that. It's geared up for anywhere for little kids to do it, all the way up to if you're actually training for Ninja Warrior. Like the instructors are actually training for Ninja Warrior, so they have that too. So they do that. Um, they're in swim class, which is that's mandatory for me. It's not that I don't consider a sport. That's just basic life saving. You have to be able to swim. So I don't care if they become champion swimmers. So they take swim classes, but it's not like competitive or anything. It's more of just at this place. It's all survival stuff. It's just like, can you jump in the deep end of the water, float, get to the side?
Mm-hmm.
That's all we focus on for the official classes. That's official classes at a school, and I supplement it too at our. I live in an HOA community, so we have a little pool. And we do that. Um, they were doing jujitsu. They just didn't like it. So as a parent, I'm big on pushing kids to try things, but not like long term. So I was like, you have to do this. You have to try it. Gave them 6 months. They didn't like it, so they're out of that now. And they're only 5 years old, so I'm not gonna like push them too much.
Yeah, they might pick it up later. They might
Yeah,
they might come back, be like, "Hey, I want to do it now." It's just the little kids. They want to play.
yeah,
They don't want to be roughed up a little
yeah. Because
bit.
growing up, I saw it. I mean, wrestling in Pennsylvania is insane. People always think about Iowa, and Iowa is a good wrestling state, but like
Mhm.
Pennsylvania, anyone who knows about wrestling, Pennsylvania is a powerhouse. But we had these crazy dads. Like I had friends like they hated being there. I wanted to be there. It was my choice, but like some of the dads were like, you have to be there. By the time I got to high school, like they just did not.
They burn
They
out.
burned out. They would show up to practice and like basically just purposely lose. They would just like not make weight and like not happy kids at all. And so, but yeah, parenting, it's fun. It is literally the most difficult thing I've ever done in my life. It is harder than Navy SEAL training, any of it. It's like kids are designed to push your buttons,
Oh yeah.
and it's I love it though, but it's very challenging.